Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast, It's Healthy Podcast. And hope you had a very nice week. And also, I hope you will have a very nice week. So, in today's episode, we will discuss about calories. This idea of counting calories, not counting calories. Why is good? Why is not good? Because I start laughing when I hear people that are fit saying, "Well, it's all about deficit. That's all. What comes in and what comes out." Okay, 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 okay. So because I worked as a personal trainer for 7 years, and I also had a business where I made healthy meals delivered to clients' door. Like for example, I work in health and fitness in the health and wellness industry for quite a long time, and I like to analyze people and their behavior and so on to understand deeply what really happens. So, for example, if I will take a person, an obese person, and put it in a room, yeah, imagine imagine you have a room and you put a person into a room, and if I can control their food intake and I want them to lose weight, definitely I can do that because this person doesn't eat anything than what I want. So basically, their weight control it's in my hands. So I can control their weight based on the idea of what comes in and what comes out. So based on their weight, I can calculate the number of calories and I'll make sure that every single day is on deficit. What means that for a very long period, this person will lose weight. Obviously, because it's only based on food, definitely on a long period, they will lose muscle mass as well. So, because of that, uh, because of that, other problems will appear like atrophy, like they will have bad knees, back, their immune system will be very weak, and so on. If, for example, after I will get my target, well, after I will hit my goal with this person in terms of weight management, I will release this person into the world. What do you think will happen with this person after I will release it into the world? Well, they will come in contact with all sorts of things. For example, events and challenges that will push their psychological limits, for example, emotions, and will understand what's anger, sadness, and so on. All of these emotions will have an impact on their uh, yeah, hormones. Yeah, will have an impact on their hormones or their organs that manages hormones in their body. So this is one aspect. The other aspect is that in terms of food, they will have many other choices. So because it's a combination of many choices and emotional changes, obviously this person will not stick to what I gave them to eat for I don't know for how long. So that's the thing. Like if you as a person who wants to lose weight tries the counting calories strategy, it can work for a short period. Why? Because we live in a society with very many options. So that person, after reaches their target in terms of calories, counting calories and the deficit, then they probably go back to the old routine and gain back what they lost or maybe more. Now, there are many different ways people usually do this. They are starving themselves, one of the things. Second, they will eat the same thing every single day for a long period, which is boring. And after they finish the diet, let's say, or the period, they just go straight away into lots of different foods and um, gain all the weight they lost and also more. Or they also exercise. So we'll have a very draconic diet and also exercise. So at the end, they will slowly, they will stop exercising and then they will start um, getting back to their old habits of eating. So I don't know if you guys saw that clip with the kids that adults will tell them, look, there is a marshmallow on this plate for you. If you can wait till I come back and not eat it, you will receive two. Okay? I don't know if you guys saw that video, but it's quite popular because there are some kind of tests. Some people they used to wait. Some kids they used to wait and receive two marshmallows, but some of them can't wait, can't control their instincts or emotions or whatsoever, and they eat the marshmallow. Now imagine the same thing with a kid if they really want to do a test. Imagine a kid in a room with one marshmallow on a plate and then surround himself with shelves in the entire room with different types of marshmallows. Tell that kid that he will receive two marshmallows if they are not eating that marshmallow till they come back. Obviously, the results I think will be 100% fail in terms of kids not eating that marshmallow. So I think every single kid. Why? Because are so many factors involved. This is the correct example of every single person's life. Me trying to lose weight right now and trying a very uh, complicated diet, let's say very strict diet with counting calories and everything and very limited number of elements to eat, and then going to the supermarket where are tens of thousands of products with different flavors, different tastes, and different colors, packaging, and so on, and do my shopping for my strict diet, obviously I can hold myself if I don't resolve the emotional problems. I can stop myself to not indulge in all of these products for a period because I want to achieve that goal. After that goal is achieved, it's like for me, it's like, okay, I reached my target. I don't care anymore. I can't hold myself anymore. So obviously, I will start indulge in all of those things that were banned from my diet. So that is why this idea of calorie counting is not working for a long term in today's society. Yes, it's working if as a person sits in one room, does nothing, and I have only three options of eating, or one option of eating, I don't know, something, and that's all. But if you have a very strong will, and you were an athlete, for example, for a very long period, like 20 years, 30 years, and you exercising every single day for 30 years, and you created this habit of exercising, fair enough. That means this idea of calorie counting, it's working for you in some certain ways. Otherwise, for normal people that didn't uh, that doesn't exercise every single day, or didn't create this habit of exercising, is not working for them, because their will is crushed by all the things that happen around the world: advertising, products, tastes, addictions, combinations of chemicals, and combination of elements like refined sugar with fats, and creating the addictions. And also then you have all the other problems in our life that trigger some sort of emotions, which obviously combined with this kind of uh, many products and advertising and so on, it is quite impossible for a person that follows this idea of counting calories after they reach their target to not go back to their old routine. And their old routine meaning like every single day having access or buying and eating all this stuff that are promoting and all the products from the shelves. So yeah, this is a very important aspect, and that's why counting calories and no, applying the calorie deficit is not going to work these days. uh, Counting calories, it's another main idea for people that want to lose weight. And based on that, lots of apps, scanning, and I don't know, many other things appeared and still appears day by day, helping you tracking what you eat. The problem with this is that there are many industry that wins and makes lots of money based on that, especially food industry. This is my cat, if you can hear it. And I gave the same example to many people. Like if you are a 9 to 5 person that has two kids, a husband, and you may want an additional part-time job because you want to save money for buying a home, or yeah, for buying a house. uh, Counting calories and scanning labels and all of that, let's say BS, a person in that case will not have time to keep doing that for the rest of their life. It's crazy to think having this mentality for 40 years, for example, in our lifetime, to have our phone for every single thing we are doing today, like in terms of scanning the labels. Like, for example, can you imagine going to a party where you are enjoying the time and you are the only person in that room, getting out your phone and start scanning every single what do you call, every single candy, every single portion of cake that you eat, every single drink that you drink at that party, and so on. Imagine how ridiculous it is. This is one thing. Second, you can't do it for 30, 40 years. It's ridiculous to think that people can do that for 40 years. And I said, like scanning labels and scanning based on calories. So the only people that can profit, let's say, after this are the people that are creating the apps, is the mentality behind the counting calories and the calorie deficit that helps people losing weight, which, as I explained at the beginning, is not working these days because of the reasons that I said. And then the food industry. And then there is this idea of, oh, if, because what happens when you create this calorie deficit and you reach your target for many people, sorry about that, they're reaching the target and then they start thinking, they fall back into the old habits of eating, and then they realize, oh, if I did it once I can do it again. But guess what, the older you get and the more often you try to do this idea of calorie deficit, the worse it becomes because it's not working the same every single time. It's harder and harder. So that means you'll get more frustrated. So you will try to make the diet or the calorie intake more drastic, and you limit yourself to many, you limit your diet to very few elements, which obviously when you get out from that diet, you'll just, it's like a person is starving for 1 week, and after 1 week they will have a packed fridge in their house. What do you think they will do? Obviously will demolish the whole fridge. So it's very that's why it's just ridiculous thinking about counting calories as a part of our daily life, of our daily routine. It's That's why it's ridiculous, and you can't hold it for a long period, and that's why calorie deficit is not working for most of us these days. So yes, if you are you have a very strong will, you created very good habits in terms of eating, you've created habits in terms of emotional intelligence, where you can control your emotions in some certain ways. You have a vision about the life in front of you and how to control certain things and certain behaviors that comes from controlling your emotions. It's quite easy for a person to understand the idea of calorie deficit and um, apply that to their life, but not with scanning labels. So they will understand that, okay, I have to push harder at the gym. I have to go more often to the gym, or I have to run more miles, or I have to dedicate more time for exercising than I did last month because I got 1 kilogram more. So when you have this kind of people, they are not counting calories either. They are they don't have this kind of big fluctuations in their weight during a year or during 10 years. They are keeping constant, but they are aware of some certain bits and pieces from their life. For example, I didn't exercise in this period very often, so now I will start doing that. Um, I think I had some I think I ate too much this month, refined sugar or combination of pastries or uh, whatsoever. So I had to cut it down for a bit because I feel a little bit weird because of the spikes from refined sugar and so on. So this kind of people that are looking in shape and whatsoever, is because of the habits that they've created along the way, and because they didn't have the fluctuations in their weight so high and so big. And in most of the cases, these people are not genetically born like that. No, it's because they've had their lessons, let's say, or they were used to exercise daily, or they understand what means exercising to their life, and what impact exercises have to their life, and how to control our eating patterns or behaviors and so on. So it's about a long-term change for these people. So yeah, it's not only about these days. It's not only about calorie deficit and all of this stuff to lose weight. Yeah, in theory, and in theory is right, because we're like machines. What you put in and what you get out. But there are many other factors involved, and most of them are psychologically, because you have adverts, you have packages, colors. That's why lots of food companies invest millions of pounds creating a package with some certain colors, with some certain fonts, texts, words, advertising, and so on. That's why, because they have to find the perfect combination of all of these factors that can influence people emotionally, psychologically, to eat more of that. So once they eat that, if they have like a certain combination that creates addiction, that's the perfect recipe for that food industry company, food company, to make more money. So that's why in today's world, this calorie deficit doesn't work, or scanning calories, or no, scanning labels or food for tracking our calories doesn't work for a long period and for in today's life. Yeah. So I hope you guys understand the aspects of this idea of calories intake and what we talked today. So if you have questions, please leave it in the comment. And yeah, that's it. That's it for today. So I hope you have an amazing week next week, and see you next time. Bye.